always had sort of problems with my size since I can remember. And when I was in sort of primary school, it was back then really that I had.
Jonathan Antoine's "The End of an Era" announcement was met with profound sadness. But our investigative report now reveals a far more complex and urgent layer of truth behind the decision to curtail touring in 2026. This shift, initially framed as a mature artistic transition, is actually driven by serious health considerations, a truth withheld from the general public to maintain focus on the emotional farewell tour. Sources close to Antoine's management team confirm that the immense physical and mental demands of a relentless global touring schedule have placed unsustainable strain on the tenor's vocal system and nervous health. The extraordinary power required to consistently deliver the lirico spinto repertoire, compounded by chronic jet lag, constantly fluctuating climates, and varied acoustic pressures of different venues, has raised significant medical alarms. We understand that Antoine has received strong professional recommendations to prioritize substantial rest, not just a brief hiatus. The decision to end major touring by 2026 is a preemptive measure to avoid long-term vocal damage or emotional burnout that could prematurely end his career entirely. This is a story of an artist bravely choosing professional longevity over conventional superstardom. Market analysis indicates that while the box office loss will be substantial, this move is a long-term investment in preserving his primary asset, his voice.
The shift is not retirement, but a radical life recalibration to ensure his artistic perpetuity. To the casual observer, operatic singing is often perceived purely as an artistic endeavor, but for an elite tenor like Jonathan Antoine, it is a demanding athletic feat. Our in-depth research into the physical requirements of the classical crossover genre reveals that a vocalist must produce a volume and projection that rivals a full orchestra, placing constant stress on the vocal cords, diaphragm, and supporting musculature. Our sources indicate that Antoine began exhibiting signs of vocal fatigue beyond normal wear and tear, a condition potentially leading to nodules or chronic issues if not addressed immediately. The touring schedule, which mandates repeated performances across multiple time zones and varying acoustics, eliminated the crucial window for his vocal cords to fully recover, eroding the essential vocal reserve capacity. The 2026 shift becomes critically important because it grants Antoine's voice the extended, controlled rest it requires, a luxury not afforded by touring without compromising quality. Vocal therapists interviewed anonymously stated that this decision is the most professionally responsible one, demonstrating Antoine's prioritization of conserving his instrument over short-term gain.
The American public, who witnessed his transformation, needs to understand that every grand performance he delivered over the years required a massive physical expenditure. The unspoken truth is that he is racing against time to protect his greatest gift. Beyond the physical strain on his vocal cords, the mental health factor has long been a central consideration in Antoine's career, a struggle that is now pivotal to the 2026 shift decision. Despite openly addressing his anxiety and social awkwardness, the intensity and public interaction demands of international touring proved profoundly draining. An artist battling social anxiety must expend enormous mental energy to constantly perform, travel, and interact, creating a constant cycle of emotional burnout. Sources confirm that this emotional exhaustion began to impact his creative process in the studio, a warning sign that could not be ignored. The 2026 career shift to a studio focus offers a desperately needed remedy. A controlled, intimate environment free from the pressures of jet lag and unpredictable schedules. This allows Antoine to channel his creative energy exclusively into the music, rather than into the logistical demands of live performances. The announced farewell tour, by its time-bound nature, is viewed as a final opportunity to confront this stage anxiety head-on before retreating to his creative sanctuary.
Antoine is choosing to redefine success as a balance between artistic output and personal well-being, an essential lesson for a generation of young artists facing the relentless demands of digital superstardom. The unavoidable truth is that artists require peace to produce profound art. Antoine's career shift in 2026 is a paradigm change from performer to music architect and format innovator. This is the logical consequence of the secret immersive album project he previously teased, a project demanding an investment of time and energy incompatible with a global touring schedule. Starting in 2026, his focus will shift entirely to the construction and operation of his creative headquarters, a high-tech private studio designed as a laboratory for new music formats. This move allows Antoine to take full control over his artistic output, from 3D spatial audio calibration to integration with proprietary hardware. This transition is not just about comfort, it is about artistic control. In the studio, Antoine can ensure every note, every resonance is recorded and reproduced precisely to his artistic vision, without the acoustic compromises of the live stage. This is a smart way to protect his vocal assets while maximizing his creative output. By reducing touring, he frees himself to collaborate with tech engineers and Silicon Valley firms, becoming a driving force behind media innovation.
This new model will secure long-term revenue through premium products and format licensing, rather than just ticket sales. For USA fans, while they lose his physical presence, they gain the promise of unparalleled recording quality and format innovation in the future. The hidden medical truth dictates that Antoine's decision to change his career trajectory in 2026 is a prudent act of vocal conservation. His vocal cords, the essential instrument of a tenor, have undergone immense strain. Doctors have reportedly stressed the necessity of a schedule that allows for complete recovery, not just temporary delays. The shift to a studio focus means dedicated time for vocal therapy, muscular recovery, and eliminating the environmental stressors that trigger inflammation. This move is hugely significant because it differentiates him from other artists who continue touring into older age, often at the expense of their vocal quality. Antoine, conversely, is choosing to preserve the beauty of his voice while he is at his technical peak. By mitigating the risk of vocal injury, he ensures that his future studio recordings will capture his voice in its best possible condition. This is paramount for the legacy of a classical artist, where recordings become the enduring document of their capabilities. The decision, rooted in medical advice, reaffirms that health is the prerequisite for artistic excellence.
It is an admission that intensive touring is unsustainable for vocals of the highest caliber. Antoine's 2026 career shift is a strategic pivot from a volume-based business model, tickets, to a value-based business model, premium products. Touring is a significant revenue engine, but this lost income will be offset by the high sales price of his innovative and exclusive new album format. The Immersive Project, with its proprietary hardware and highest quality audio, appeals to audiophiles and collectors willing to pay a premium for value that streaming cannot replicate. Additionally, Antoine may explore revenue through licensing the new music format to other artists, turning his personal innovation into an industry income stream. This new business model allows for higher profit margins per unit and greater control over distribution, minimizing the tremendous travel and logistical costs associated with global touring. The change demonstrates that Antoine is building a more stable and sustainable financial foundation, one that is not reliant on physical health or exhaustion. This offers a vital lesson to the music industry that value can be found in media innovation and curated experiences, not solely in mass stage appearances. The reaction from USA critics and industry executives to the health truth behind Antoine's career shift is complex.
There is the inevitable disappointment over losing his box office draw. Antoine is a guaranteed seller in major American venues. However, there is also a significant wave of praise for his controlled transparency and courage to prioritize well-being over industry demands. Art critics commend the move as the final act of authenticity from an artist who has always been honest about his struggles. Mental health advocates within the music industry see it as a monumental victory, setting a precedent for other artists suffering in silence. Nonetheless, some executives express skepticism about the sustainability of a format-based model, questioning whether the market will adopt expensive, exclusive hardware. Despite this, the general consensus is that Antoine has successfully controlled his legacy narrative. He is concluding his touring career while at the top, not due to decline. This shift will trigger crucial discussions among American artists about the limitations of touring and the importance of mental health in the life of a superstar. Jonathan Antoine's decision to definitively move into studio production in 2026 will shape his legacy as an innovator.
With a greater focus on the new format, he ensures his name will be cemented in music history not only as a vocalist, but as someone who led the change in media consumption. The Immersive Project, born from this shift, is tangible proof of his new priorities.
His legacy will be a tale of resilience, an artist who used his personal health as the catalyst for groundbreaking innovation. He will be remembered as one of the few artists who dared to step away from touring at his peak, choosing to preserve his vocal integrity and overall well-being. His future studio recordings will be the most significant in his discography, as they will feature his voice carefully preserved in perfect acoustic conditions. For America, where he first gained massive popular appeal, this legacy will serve as an example of how a star can balance fame and self-care. He is transforming what could have been a story of attrition into a narrative of mastery and artistic control. In light of the health truth, the End of an Era farewell tour takes on an entirely new and profoundly deeper meaning. The title no longer merely refers to the end of a career chapter, but the conclusion of an era of unsustainable lifestyle and pressure. For fans purchasing tickets to witness the remaining dates of this farewell run, each performance now carries significantly greater emotional weight, as they are not only celebrating his career, but witnessing an act of immense courage and self-conservation. The tour becomes a living monument to his physical capacity to perform under extreme pressure for the very last time. Antoine's team can now present this narrative to the public with greater honesty, framing the tour as a celebration of resilience and a positive step forward, rather than just a melancholy goodbye. Antoine's presence on stage during this tour will be the final demonstration of his power before he transitions to the peace of the studio. This is a heroic act of choosing health to ensure his music can outlive the demands of the stage. The conclusion of our investigation is clear. Jonathan Antoine's 2026 career shift is a measured, necessary decision rooted in medical necessity and brave artistic aspiration. The untold truth is that the demands of superstardom almost cost him his greatest instrument. By scaling back touring, he is not retiring. He is entering a mode of conservation and innovation. He is a pioneer, demonstrating to top-tier artists that there is a way to forge a lasting legacy without sacrificing health. His focus on the Immersive Project and new format is a guarantee that he will continue to contribute to music from the sanctuary of his new studio. This story serves as a vital reminder to the music industry in the USA that unrealistic touring schedules strain artists to their breaking point. Antoine is transforming a personal health crisis into a blueprint for a healthier, more sustainable career.